She is invisible at school, bullied every day, has no friends except one, and cannot even finish a sentence without the entire class laughing at her. Then one afternoon she walks into a mansion and finds out she is a princess. Not just any princess, the heir to an entire kingdom. This is the Princess Diaries, and trust me, you do not want to miss what happens next. Welcome back to Werecap. Today we are recapping the 2001 classic, The Princess Diaries. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe before we begin. Now let us get straight into it. Our story begins in San Francisco, where we meet Mia Thermopolis, a painfully shy 15-year-old girl who lives with her artist mother in a converted firehouse. Mia is the kind of girl that nobody notices at school. She is socially awkward, struggles to make friends, and is regularly bullied by one of the most popular girls in school, a cheerleader named Lana Thomas. Her only real friend in the world is a girl named Lily Moscovitz, who is just as quirky and unconventional as she is. To make matters worse, Mia has a massive crush on one of the most popular boys in school, Josh Bryant, who also happens to be Lana's boyfriend. She watches them kiss one day and can only imagine what it would feel like to be in Lana's place. Then comes the moment that sets her humiliation to a whole new level. Mia and Josh are pitted against each other in a school debate competition. Josh steps up with all the confidence in the world and has the entire class cheering for him. When it is Mia's turn, she opens her mouth and immediately starts stuttering. The class erupts in laughter. Completely mortified, Mia turns and runs out of the room while everyone makes fun of her. It is just another terrible day in the life of Mia Thermopolis. But when she gets home that afternoon, her mother tells her something unexpected. Her grandmother on her father's side has traveled all the way from Europe to San Francisco and wants to meet her. Mia has never heard from this woman before in her life, so the whole thing feels very strange. The next day, she follows the address and ends up standing in front of a massive and breathtaking mansion. A butler welcomes her inside and leads her to a very elegant and composed older woman named Clarice Rinaldi. And then the bombshell drops. Her grandmother is not just a wealthy woman. She is the queen of Genovia, a real European kingdom. And Mia's father, who recently passed away, was the crown prince of that kingdom. Which means that Mia, the awkward invisible girl that everyone at school laughs at, is now next in line to the throne. She is a princess. Mia stares at her grandmother and genuinely thinks the woman has lost her mind. But as the pieces come together, the reality hits her like a wall and she is completely overwhelmed. The queen tells her that she will have to move to Genovia and transform herself into the royal she was born to be. Mia panics and runs. When she confronts her mother at home, she is furious. Her parents had agreed to let her grow up normally and planned to tell her everything when she turned 18. But with her father gone, the timeline has been forced forward whether she likes it or not. But wait, because things are about to get even more interesting. After a family conversation, the queen proposes a deal. Mia will attend princess training lessons every day after school to learn how to carry herself as a royal. In exchange, she will be allowed to make her own decision about accepting the throne after the upcoming ball. Until then, everything must remain an absolute secret. Mia reluctantly agrees. She is also assigned a head of security named Joe who will keep her safe and escort her everywhere. And she is gifted a limousine for her daily trips to school. When she picks up Lily in the limo the next morning, Lily cannot believe her eyes. The princess lessons begin immediately and they are intense. The queen critiques everything about Mia, from her posture to her manners to her table etiquette. Every single day after school, Mia makes her way to the mansion to be trained in everything from dancing to formal dining to how to present herself in public. Because she is spending so much time at the mansion, Mia barely sees Lily anymore. And since Mia is essentially Lily's only friend, the distance between them starts to cause real tension. Then comes the makeover. The queen brings in a famous Italian stylist named Paolo, who proceeds to completely transform Mia from head to toe. Her eyebrows are shaped, her wild curly hair is straightened, her skin is treated, her nails are done, and to top it all off, Paolo breaks her glasses and replaces them with contact lenses. When it is all done, Mia looks like a completely different person. The queen is thrilled. Paolo and his team are sworn to secrecy. But the next morning, when Michael, Lily's brother who works at a car repair shop and has quietly had a crush on Mia for years, sees her new look, he is completely speechless. Lily, however, is not impressed at all. She thinks her best friend is turning into one of the popular girls and hands her a hideous hat to cover her new hair. The two get into a serious argument because Lily is terrified of losing her only friend. Unable to bear the tension, Mia breaks down and tells Lily the truth. Lily is absolutely stunned but agrees to keep the secret. And then everything falls apart. In class the next day, Lana forces Mia to remove the hat in front of everyone, and the whole school sees her transformation. Suddenly, Mia is no longer invisible. People are noticing her, and things are about to get very complicated. Michael invites Mia to come and watch him perform at a music convention. He is passionate about music and genuinely wants her there. Mia promises she will come. But when she arrives at school the next morning, she is surrounded by a swarm of reporters firing questions at her about being a princess. The secret is out, and Mia immediately blames Lily. But Lily had nothing to do with it. It turns out that Paolo, the stylist who was paid to keep quiet, sold the story to the media for his own fame. The queen arrives at the school to manage the chaos, and that evening, she holds a formal royal dinner to introduce Mia to high-ranking royals from around the world. The dinner starts well enough until Mia accidentally sets a guest's sleeve on fire while trying to be gracious. In her panic, she plunges his arm into an ice bucket. Servers trip over each other. Fruits go flying across the table and land on the guests. The queen sits with her head in her hands, watching the disaster unfold, while the guests try their best to laugh it off. But here is where something beautiful happens. The next training session, Mia braces herself for the queen's fury. Instead, the queen cancels every single one of her royal appointments and spends the entire day with her granddaughter, just the two of them. They go to an arcade together, and the queen plays all of Mia's favorite games. They take silly photos together in a photo booth. The queen tries a corn dog for the very first time. On the way home, Mia takes the wheel, and while attempting to drive up a steep hill, the car's brakes give out completely, and they crash directly into one of San Francisco's famous cable cars packed with tourists. The police arrive ready to make arrests. But the queen steps forward and delivers such a composed and persuasive speech that the officers end up personally driving the royals home in a police car. Mia watches her grandmother in complete awe and tells her she is the best queen she has ever seen. The next day at school, Mia is surrounded by students asking for her autograph. The girl who nobody noticed is now the most talked about person in the building. Even Lana pretends to be her friend in front of reporters just to get attention. And Josh, the boy Mia has been secretly in love with for so long, suddenly asks her out to a beach party on Saturday. Mia says yes without hesitating. She then tells Michael she cannot make it to his concert anymore. He is clearly hurt but says nothing. That night, Mia's mother quietly points out that Josh never showed any interest in her before he found out she was a princess. Mia brushes off the comment. The beach party starts off perfectly, but reporters crash it looking for Mia, and she and Josh end up hiding together in a small beach shack. Josh leans in to kiss her, but something in her gut stops her. When they come out, Josh forces a kiss on her in full view of the cameras to create a headline. As if that is not bad enough, Lana and her group trick Mia into changing her clothes inside a tent and then invite the paparazzi inside. Photos of Mia wrapped in nothing but a towel are snapped and sent out to every outlet before she even realizes what has happened. She goes home completely humiliated and cries in her mother's arms. The next morning, the photos are everywhere with outrageous headlines. The queen is deeply upset. Mia apologizes and tells her grandmother honestly that she does not think she is cut out to be a princess. Despite everything, the queen still invites her to the ball and tells her to bring anyone she wants, except Josh. After Mia leaves, Joe gently reminds the queen that Mia is still a teenager and her granddaughter before she is anything else. The queen listens, and the two of them agree that in spite of everything, Mia has actually shown more readiness for the throne than either of them expected. Back at school, Mia apologizes to Lily for abandoning her and for missing the talk show Lily had invited her to. The two reconcile and agree to go to the ball together. During gym class, Josh starts making fun of Mia again in front of everyone. She picks up a baseball bat, hits the ball straight at him, and wins the entire match against him in front of the whole class. That evening, Michael arrives at her house to deliver her repaired car. Mia apologizes to him sincerely and invites him to be her date at the ball. But Michael is still hurt and sarcastically suggests that Josh would probably look better in a tuxedo. The next day at lunch, Lana and her group start making fun of Mia and her friend again. Mia calmly picks up an ice cream cone and smothers it directly onto Lana's dress in front of everyone. The bully is finally silenced. Later that day, the queen calls Mia aside and apologizes for being too harsh on her throughout their time together. She hands her a beautiful diary and explains that it was a gift from her father intended for her 16th birthday. After the queen leaves, Mia sits alone and makes a decision. She is going to run away to Colorado. The speech, the responsibility, the expectations, all of it feels like more than she can carry. She starts packing her bags. But then she opens the diary and finds a letter from her father tucked inside. In the letter, he writes about courage. He tells her that a princess is not defined by a crown, but by the courage she shows in the hardest moments. He tells her that he loves her and her mother more than anything in the world. Mia stops packing. She reads the letter again, and she makes a new decision. She is going to be who she was born to be. She drives herself through a torrential downpour to get there. On the other side of the city, Michael receives a pizza delivery with the word sorry written across the box in sauce. He realizes immediately that Mia is trying to reach him in the only way she knows how, and he heads to the ball. But the rain has stalled Mia's car on the road, and she sits there alone wondering if she made the wrong choice. Then headlights appear out of the darkness and Joe pulls up in the royal limousine. He says nothing. He simply opens the door. At the ball, the queen has been waiting so long that she begins the speech herself. Then she looks up and sees Mia walking through the doors, completely drenched, hair wild, dress soaked, and ready. The queen steps aside without a word. Mia walks to the microphone. She starts to stutter just like she always does. The room waits, and then she remembers her father's words. Her voice steadies. She speaks from her heart about courage and responsibility and what it means to carry something bigger than yourself. When she finishes, she announces herself as the Princess of Genovia, and the entire room erupts in applause. She is crowned in front of everyone. She changes into a stunning gown, and the first person she dances with is Michael. They slip away from the crowd to the garden, where Michael finally tells her how he feels. And after all this time, after everything she has been through, Mia Thermopolis gets her first real kiss. Not a forced one in front of cameras. A real one, with someone who loved her before she was ever a princess. In the final scenes, we see Mia boarding a plane to Genovia to officially begin her life as royalty. Her mother is coming with her, and Michael and Lily will be visiting for the summer. The last shot of the film is the breathtaking palace of Genovia waiting for its new princess to arrive. Thank you for watching Werecap. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next recap. See you in the next one.